Yes, we are live. Good morning, everyone. Good
Good
morning and welcome
morning.
to Morning Cuppa Joy. And I have Jean Lorio in the
Good morning,
house.
everyone.
Good morning, sweetheart. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful day. We've got the sun up bright and early this morning. And I tell you, Jean, that moon is still so
Isn't
beautiful.
it gorgeous?
Oh,
That's
I
what
just
I
opened
see.
I opened my curtain last night and just let the moonbeams come in.
Mhm. I'm in the front bedroom. I call it the angel room, and there's a story that goes with that if you want to know it. But
Oh, definitely.
but in my bedroom, when I open the curtains this time of the day, right now, the moon is just huge right through my window, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, and it's what is it, 4:30 in the morning there?
It's 5:30.
It's 5:30 in the morning. Well, I
Not
woke up around I think it was 2 o'clock this morning, and I think I woke up just so I could see the moon up there. Because, like I said, I opened my curtain, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just have to lay here and look at it. And I did. I watched it until I fell asleep. So I'm just sharing it into some of the places I normally share it to. So if y'all are coming in, help me share this out.
a cup of coffee here.
I got my cup of tea, and I have to show you this beautiful cup that a friend of mine gave me yesterday. Butterflies.
Beautiful.
So
You
I
have
have,
some beautiful cups.
no, and most of them were presents.
Well,
So,
mine
yeah,
too, but then I was a teacher, so.
yeah, yeah. That's a good present to give to a teacher. Well, we
Um,
have people joining. Good morning, Rick.
Hi,
And
Rick.
Prachetta is here. Good morning,
Oh,
Prachetta.
sweetheart. Good morning.
Hope is here again. Good
Oh, I'm
afternoon,
so
where you
glad
are,
she's so
Hope.
much better.
Me too. Deirdre is saying good morning.
Good morning, Dietrich. Hope, I love your new haircut. I don't know if you wanted me to tell everybody, but I love it.
Me too. And Sally is here.
Sally.
Who else? Catherine Kovacs is with us this morning. And Prachetta's been sharing us out with the live to the River family and to Enlightenment and our chanting group. Thank you, Prachetta, for doing that.
Oh,
Jordan is here.
that's wonderful.
Jordan De La Rosa, good morning.
Hi, Jordan.
So we got people here. Yay. I'm so excited to have Jean here this morning. We've had some really good lives lately.
I
Hope
was
says,
thinking of Jordan this morning and wondering how it was going with her house, her new home.
Gabby's here. She says, hi, Jean. Yay. Hope says, thanks, Jean, the new me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The true you.
Right. Absolutely. Oh. And Sally says, we love Jean. We do love our Jean. And I've been getting to see a lot more of you lately with chanting.
We have been staying.
Yeah, I love that group.
My husband is like, are you on again? But you know, he's asking more questions than ever before, and needing more information, and he's a wonderful man, but he's very earthbound.
3D, yeah.
He's so kind. And he lets me be what I want to be, follow what I want to follow. And so he's a really good husband. I keep forgetting where to look because I guess people are up there, but I'm looking at you. So I don't know how it looks on the screen. I'm sorry about that, guys.
That's
I
okay.
really want to look at you, but when I'm trying to look at you, it looks like I'm looking over that way. So I can tell you how
just be you.
okay. Well, I can tell you how the angel room got to be the angel room.
Yeah, so we want to hear about that angel room. Marianne just came in. Hi, Marianne and Prachir.
Several years, well, I just got through telling Teri that my sister-in-law is very spiritual. She's always been, she's a reverend. She's went through classes and she has a sanctuary in Boulder, Colorado. It's called the Joy of Grace Sanctuary. And they do meditations there. And she has something else there I'll tell you about in a minute, but let me get to the angel story.
Okay.
About several years ago, she sent angels to me. There were traveling angels that were going around and visiting people. And you sent them on to someone who you felt would appreciate them. And the idea was to have them stay in your house for the night. And you had to do certain things, like you had to have a candle, you had to have a place for them to sit or rest, you had to have a white flower, different things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to welcome them. And they came around 12 o'clock at night. And I'm not going to say I saw them. I did not see them, you know. And I don't really see angels. I feel them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I do more than anything else is I smell them. And they have the most beautiful smell in the world. I'm always like, oh, isn't that wonderful? You know, my daughter says, Mom, we can't smell it. I said, but it's so wonderful. Anyway, so I had the room prepared and I greeted them and I brought them in. This was their room that they stayed in for the night. And then when they left in the morning, when I said goodbye to them and they left in the morning, it just became the angel room. And we have had guests stay in here and they love it. But most of the time we just don't use it except for meditation or something, you know, something like that. So, hello, good morning.
So
we're on live, dear. You're a little late. No, not have a nice walk. That's my
Prachetta was asking what your husband's name is.
His name is Ron. It's actually Joseph, but he comes from a long line of Josephs. And his middle name was Ron. Well, actually it was Ronnie. But when you get older, Ronnie just doesn't sound right. So he adopted Ron. But he's only 2 weeks older than I am.
Oh, okay.
And he had, you know how last night we were talking about people having problems when they were young and not really having normal. He had a normal, perfectly wonderful childhood. He's the only one I've ever met who had which is probably why he's so wonderful and mellow and kind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what attracted me to him, was he was so kind. And
oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. I think it was Gabby that said, let him say hi.
oh, you know, I should have, but he offered to do finger puppets. Because I told him, I said, I have no idea what I'm going to say. He says, I can come and do finger puppets.
Well, if he ever wants to come on the camera, he's very welcome to come in.
Oh, well, he goes for his walk at this time because it goes into the hundreds.
Yeah.
About 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Yeah, out there in Texas.
Yeah, it's really
right now. Well, I love that you told us the story. And I actually do that as well. It's called Hosting the Archangels. And there's a group on Facebook that I'm in. It's called Hosting the Archangels. And the tradition the one that we do is to have them for 5 days, Jean.
Oh,
So
no. Well, this
you
was
bring them
overnight.
into, you bring them into your home for 5 days. And part of it also is you make 3 wishes. And you put out what your wish is for your family, for the earth, and for
how
yourself.
nice.
Yeah,
Well, that's nice.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, I just felt blessed. And then there is a feeling in this room to me, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know, just a feeling, a vibration, I guess,
Oh yeah.
that it holds. And, you know, so I only put the nicest people in here.
Right.
Stay. Well, and I have my crystals and everything in here.
Yeah.
And some of, I hate to say this, but some of my relatives, they feel uncomfortable if I have
Yeah.
that stuff around them.
That happens, doesn't it?
Yeah,
They don't understand. And I have to tell you, when the first time that I hosted the Archangels, I still had my 2 cats that I lost last year. And when you open the door, you're supposed to welcome the angels in. So I opened the door, and I'm so excited, and you know, I felt energy when I opened the door, and one of my cats just started kind of backing up, and I said, "Oh, you see them, don't you?"
They will.
So they will show themselves. Absolutely.
Cats are very empathic. They're very sensitive. You
Yes,
know,
they
that's
are.
why they always show witches having cats as an, you know, what do they call them, a familiar?
Yes,
No, because
absolutely. We got more people coming in. Carol Allen is with us.
Oh, hi,
Good morning,
Carol.
Karen. And Sharon Boyle says, remember, it's just after 5:30 a.m. for Jean. There's no way I could get out of bed and go live at that time.
Let me tell you, I was like walking around at 4 because I got up at 4. And I'm like, how am I going to talk? I can't even see where I'm going.
You know, it's an energy that just happens. And that's what I notice too, because when I wake up, I'm like, it's morning. I'm having to tell myself it's morning. And then after I chant and do my affirmations, I'm like, yeah, let me get on here now and really get revived and rejuvenated. So it's that energy that happens.
What's the idea of seeing family? You don't see them, but you know, with your family.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, I really feel like family.
So Stacy showed up. Erica Hoppy.
Hi, Stacy.
Wendy's here. Hello,
hey,
Wendy. Good morning.
Did Wendy ever have her surgery that she needed?
Not yet. It's coming up though, I think pretty quickly. Yeah, Wendy, let us know when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we can just keep preparing for it by lifting you up every day.
I went through that too, so. Yeah. And both my daughters, so it must be hers.
Yeah. Prachetta says, we would love to hear your love story, Jean.
Oh, my husband and I?
Yes.
Oh, you know, actually, they had it in the newspaper 4 years ago. Remember, I know you remember this because I keep reminding you of it, that we beat you for the NCAA.
Oh, you keep reminding me of that.
I know, I keep reminding you. But we did. And it was a big story at the time because almost all of our players were Black. And that was before any of the teams had Black players. But Mr. Haskins, Coach Haskins, went to New York and other places and gave some of those street champions, you know, the ones who play in the streets and do really well. He said, why couldn't they do well? And if their grades were good, and he gave them scholarships. And they came down here and they won the NCAA championship. And so it was a big story because of the fact that, you know, but anyway, we met at college, and it was during that time And he asked me out on a date. Now, it's a long story, I don't think, but anyway, he had a girlfriend when I met him. And I knew the minute I saw him, I was going to marry him. I just knew that.
Yeah.
I even knew, I had been told his name, for 2 or 3 years before I knew that I was going to marry someone named Ron. And when he walked in to the sub, that's the student union building, and my friends introduced me to him, I said, that's the man I'm going to marry. I didn't know he had a girlfriend. But he started asking me out, and he says, I'm not sure, but he says he had made a date with her, but that was the last date they had. So during that season, we went to every single basketball game together. And his father would come with us. His father was the most wonderful person. And so we'd go to school together. I'd cook him lunch. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but I would fried chicken and things like that. But anyway, we just got real close. And since I knew I was going to marry him anyway, it took him a while to come around to the. But and so the season was over and they won the NCAA, we got married.
That fast?
Well, we had met before that, so it was fast. It was a little over a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was only 19. I was only 19, and we were
a baby.
We were babies, but we've been through a lot together, and he's just been wonderful. There were times when he worked 3 jobs so he could support his family, his kids. And I've been so blessed. The angels have looked after me, I think, since birth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes I just marvel at how I'm alive, how I got here, and then to meet him, I've just been so blessed.
What a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh,
Rachetta says, wow, so romantic, Jean. Did you hear bells ringing in your ears? And she would love to see your wedding pictures.
Oh, the person at the time that we got married, I was working. I was going to school and I was working because, we were poor. And I had to go work to go to school. And, the person I was working with, she would say, when you two get together, it's like a light goes on, like 2 candles lighting. And my girls have never married. And I said, it's his fault. Because they keep looking for someone like him. And
he set the bar. Yeah.
I know. They're just not going to find anybody like him.
Right.
Yeah. So, but now the boys have both got married. So.
Yeah. Well, good. Gabby's laughing when you were talking about he had a girlfriend when you met him. She says scandal.
I know. Well, she didn't take it very well either.
I bet.
Really. One of the friends, like I said, she was a friend also of the group that I was a friend with. Yeah. But I was pretty new to their group. They're all gone to school and everything together. Well, I hadn't gone to their school. I'd gone to, actually, I graduated from El Paso High. And so they knew her very well too. And we were all invited to a party about 3 months into our getting together. And my friend says, I don't know what to do, because if I invite you and Ron, then she's going to be hurt. And if I invite Ron and her, then you're going to be hurt. And I says, what? That's just silly. Just tell Ron he can bring a date and let him pick whoever he wants to bring. So he asked me.
Oh, of course
And
he
we
did.
went. Well, it wasn't very long before we met. And she came to the party and we had a little scene.
Oh boy.
But I don't sing. I've never, you know, I don't. She had the scene. I just sat
She
there.
had the scene.
So, anyway.
Well, thank you for sharing that. What a great story. You all didn't know you were coming in for story time today, but I love it. I love this. Yeah, so now you can tell Ron he was one of the topics of the day.
I will. Well,
Okay.
I'm happy. You'll really want to come on then.
Stacy says, this story is so sweet, I don't need to add sugar to my coffee. Marietta is here. Tammy Martin came in. And Rika D'Souza is watching with us. And I think Christine O'Rourke is here. I saw Wendy say good morning to her. And my friend Joanne Castillo is here. Joanne gifted me this beautiful mug yesterday with butterflies.
It's beautiful.
So she knows how I love my butterflies. So thank you, Joanne, for my beautiful new mug. And the tea tastes really good in it this morning. Yeah, there's Christine. She did come in to join us. And Suzanne Getz Millard is watching with us. Mohini Kapoor is here. Becky Lafarge just showed up. So yay, we have a great group of people this morning. Welcome, everyone. And Wendy did answer your question about when her surgery is going to happen. And it's going to be October, which is not that far away.
Well, it's not, but if you ever have one of those, like I said, I had that experience. If you ever have one of those attacks, it's unbelievably painful. You know, I had one.
Yes, it is.
When I was pregnant. I thought I was losing the baby. You know, I really did. And I couldn't have surgery, of course.
Right.
Any real tough medication because I was pregnant. So it was pretty bad.
They are pretty bad. I thought I was having a heart attack when I would have mine because it's so much pressure up into the chest.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually sat in the emergency room thinking I was having a heart attack and it was gallbladder. Yeah. It's rough. Yeah. Well, Jean, I know you had mentioned your sister has a place in Colorado. And we were talking before air, and you mentioned that she has a crystal bed.
She does. She has a crystal bed. She has a sanctuary where they meditate. They meet twice a week, and just for about an hour, but sometimes it goes over, you know, but she has a crystal bed there. And if no one's ever seen a crystal bed, they look kind of odd, but what they do is they have crystals. They have these arms, and the arms have lights on them, and the lights go through the crystals, the colors of the chakras, you know, so purple all the way down to red. Mm-hmm. And you lay underneath on this bed, and they position the lights right over your chakras. And then they ask you, you know, how long would you like for it to be on? And usually you better only have it for like a short time the first time because it's very powerful. So a half an hour is usually the first one. But I don't know exactly how it works, except they're crystals. And of course, the crystals have power. Power comes through the crystals. And so while you're there, the angels and the ascended means, especially those who've had experience with medical things and stuff, they align your chakras and they work on your body for whatever is ailing you. And it's very powerful, very, very powerful. And you just, and that's pretty much what you do. And when you sit up, you just feel wiped out.
Yeah.
I know you said you've had one, so you know what I'm talking about.
I do. It's an amazing experience.
Yeah, it is truly amazing. But
Yeah.
she's
we have a place. I'm sure, and I want to. Yeah, I want to go out there and go to.
Yeah, Ruth's been there, so I think Dr. Ruth would take you. No.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to be visiting her in Colorado in some of my travels. But we have a place here in Florida called Casadega, and I know Stacy knows this because she's been to Casadega. And so the last time I was there, we went into one of the little shops because they have all different shops spread out in this place. It's very remote in Florida. So I was walking through the door and I saw this sign on the door that said they were looking for a medium to work there. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. They have mediums here. So I walk in and meet the owner and a couple of people that were there, and I found out that they had the crystal bed. So I did it. And I'm laying on this bed, and like you said, it's got the lights strung up above you. They all correspond, they're positioned to correspond with your chakra system. And I'm laying there and I'm thinking, oh, this is pretty cool. I was feeling the energy. And then I heard a voice and I thought, I know that lady went out of the room. So I opened my eyes. I think I had a mask on, an eye mask.
Yes, you do.
I opened my eyes to see if she was still in the room or if there was somebody else. And there was nobody else in there but me. But I heard this voice. And so I just started asking, who's here? And so who are you? Why are you here? Those are the questions I ask. Who are you? Why are you here? How can I help you? And so she told me her name and that she used to be there in that place and where that shop is. So after it was over, I went out to talk to them. They were wanting to know, how was the experience? How was it for you? And I said, did you know that you have a spirit that kind of just hangs out in there? And it was a female, and I'm describing her to them and telling them, what she said to me. And they're going, oh, that must be so-and-so that, years ago was here at the shop. And I'm going, really? And they're going, would you do us a favor and walk to the back of the shop and see if you can talk to the one that's back there? So I did, I went to the back and I could feel that energy. And they were offering me the job. They're going, wow, we'd love to have you here. And I'm like, I don't live anywhere near here. It would be quite a drive for me, like 5 hours or 4 hours or so to come to Casadega. But what a great experience, though. And it was so interesting that I heard her voice, just like I thought there was somebody in the room. That's how clearly I heard her voice say hello to me. Yeah. Stacy says, was it the small purple building in Casadega? It was one of the farthest from the chapel. There's a chapel that's like in the center. And it was, you had to walk quite a ways to get to that one. I don't remember what color it was, Stacy. It was very small place. Stacy was just there last week. So, yeah, we love our Casadega. It was, I think it was either patterned after Lilydale, which is up in New York, or the other way around. I can't remember how it all is connected now, but it's kind of like a small Lilydale that's here in Florida. Yeah, but that was quite an experience with the crystal bed. So when you mentioned that before we went on air, I said, let's talk about that, because I don't know that everybody knows what they are and how powerful they are. If you ever get that experience, it's really a great thing to have your chakras aligned on that crystal bed. We have more people. We have Jackson McAvoy is with us this morning. Good morning.
That's a new name to me.
Yeah, he's been on, I think he's friends, is it with Gabby? There's somebody that introduced him to our
welcome.
show.
Nice.
And
to
Charlie,
meet you.
our Charlie's here.
Hey,
Good morning,
Charlie.
Charlie. We've been teasing Charlie because he comes on to the chanting with us and he's our only male. So we are Charlie's angels that chant together at night.
And he chants so beautifully. He really
Oh, yes.
does it. I just love him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he really does. I want to get up and do it with, I want to follow him, so moving.
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of the crystals, I did bring my malas.
That's right. She's got her mala beads.
A lot of people have a lot of crystals. I don't have a lot of crystals. I get my energies from stones and the crystals and the mala beads. Mm-hmm. And this one is black tourmaline. And supposed to offer you protection.
Mm-hmm. Is that ivory? What's
no,
the
it's
white?
Black tourmaline.
No, the white. There's
the white. No, that's just a little spacer.
Just a spacer. Okay.
It's not a stone. To my knowledge, it's not a stone. It looks like a gold bead. And so that one out. This one I will hang in the front room on the lamp by the door.
Right.
So that it kind of protects our home.
Absolutely. That's what tourmaline does. It's a protective stone.
Then this one I've been using a lot lately. This is my moon.
Yeah, I've seen you using that one when we did the chanting.
Yes, because it's the moonstones. Mm-hmm. Then this is cedar. And cedar has been used for many centuries as healing and calming stone. And it has an odor to it. So I'm really, sensitive to odors, Yeah.
I love the smell of cedar.
And this is one I would never buy for myself. It's all clothes. Now, it's not mine. It belongs to my fairies.
Okay, I can see why. It's very glittery.
Yes, I have to buy a glittery thing every year.
Mm-hmm. They love bling.
And I think I got this about 2 or 3 years ago for them. And they're a little upset with me because I got it in the house right now. But, I told them that was okay. They could wait.
Right.
So my statues are going to be moved around and everything's going to, when I go out there, because they're a little unhappy with me right now. And then this was my first one. This is rose quartz for love. And this is rhodonite, which also is a stone of love, attracting love and opening yourself up to that love of the earth.
I love it.
So that was my first one because I felt it needed a lot of love.
Yes.
And this is one of my favorites, but I can't really remember. I know this is, was it balsa? It's a volcanic stone that you get from volcanoes.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
Of course. And then, but these, I don't know exactly what they are. If they're...
I've seen those before.
But our picture stone, and then this, where I get them from is a company named Mala Prayer. And they change their inventory. And they don't send you, this is one thing that upsets me about them. They don't send you a card that tells you what it's for.
What it is.
Hours for. And so I forget. And if they still have it, you can go and look on the site and find out. But if they don't have it, and they didn't have this one anymore. So I really love this one. I love the feel of it. It feels so warm, and I don't know, I just love it. Yeah. I've got some I won't even show you because now I couldn't find any black tourmaline. So I got this one. This one is obsidian. And
love obsidian.
And I don't know what those are either. But the true models, they have the knots in between the beads. You'll see people, and I even have a couple that wear them as necklaces or more like jewelry, and they'll have spacers or stones, but the true malas have knots that they make in between. So anyway, that's my malas.
I love your malas, and everybody's saying how beautiful they are. And Sally says, I work often with rhodonite when making jewelry. It's a beautiful, calm stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Sally also comment that maybe she needs one of those crystal beds at her healing center. I think so. Yeah, they're powerful, Sally. You would notice how great that would be there in your center. And Julie Kiss said that she loves Lily Dale. She's up in New York, and she's missing it this year, but she's been there a lot. She's been many times to Lily Dale. I've always wanted to go there. And Tony's here. Good morning, Tony. How are you feeling today, sweetheart? So good to see you come onto the show with us. Yes.
You're looking so good, Tony. You really are. You look better and better every time we see you.
Yes, absolutely. So scrolling back just to see if we have any other comments. People are loving your malas, loving your stories. And Jordan says, I need to get some sleep now. I wanted to pop on and say hello. Jean, I loved your story and just love you. Take care, everyone. Jordan, thank you for coming on while you could with us. And definitely get some rest. Take care of your body. All right, see if there's any more people coming in. And Rick, I know, had put in an early prayer request. And let's go ahead and if anybody else has any, I'm trying to scroll back up to find it. Because we've got a lot of comments this morning. Rick, you may have to put it back in because I'm not finding it right away. But I believe, oh, here it is. It says, I need to put in my prayer request early. My daughter-in-law's father is in critical condition after a heart attack. His name is Brian Talley. Thank you all. We will put Brian in our prayer circle this morning for sure. And Rick and everyone, there is a new page that Enlightened World has called 24-hour, let me get it right, 24-hour prayer room at EWN 24-hour prayer room. So if you want to just go in and make that prayer request in there, because someone will get back to you. And I know that several of you have volunteered to man the room. We have somebody 24 hours a day that's watching for prayer requests. And several people have already started using that room and bringing their prayer requests forward so we can all pray for them, lift them up. And Sharon Boyle says, so enjoying listening to Sweet Jean.
Oh, she's so magnificent, isn't she?
She is. I love my Sharon Boyle. Did you all see her sound healing yesterday? That was so good. You forgot.
Well, yesterday was a busy day.
It was a busy day.
We had the Cuppa Joy, and then we had the book club. The book club. And then we had the shanty. I'll go get it on the replay.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Miss them. It's on YouTube. Yeah, they're on YouTube also. So you can go on to Enlightened World's YouTube, and all of her sound healings are there.
Yeah. It just my eyes and. get lifted up every time she plays.
Oh, absolutely. Christina is here. Good morning, Christina. We loved having you on earlier this week. That was amazing.
Oh, she's amazing. Yes.
Yes. And Tony says she's doing very good. Thank you. I love you all for the prayers and support. Absolutely, Tony. You are our family. And Joanne Castillos is praying that I navigate challenges from a space of love and light. Absolutely. And Sally says, I will be playing it loud and proud through the center on replay for the sound healing.
I
And
would
Julie,
in a prayer request. No, go ahead.
yeah,
I just would pray, ask that everybody in the world could feel the way I felt during the chanting last night in the Namaho Renge Kyo, because I just felt such a connection to everybody in the whole world, and it was so beautiful and so loving. We were just a part of each other, and I just wish everybody in the world would feel that.
it was so powerful last night. Both of the chants we did last night just seemed so much deeper. And I don't know what it was, that energy that came through. But I'm with you, Jean. When we got through chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, it was like something had just blanketed us. It just really came in like a warm hug, and it felt so good and so powerful. So I know that there's been shifts. We're going to talk about that today on Gratitude Happy Hour. Anybody that would like to come on with us today that's doing the chanting, you're welcome to come in. We're going to have a panel discussion with Karen Palmer about what differences we're noticing from doing the chanting and the miracles that have happened. So at 5 o'clock Eastern time today, we'll be holding that discussion. And I'm looking forward to it. Jean, I know you're going to be there. I'm hoping Marianne and Charlie will be there because you all chant with us every night. Every night on Zoom, we're all there together as a chanting family. So that's an open invitation to anybody that wants to come in today at 5 o'clock and be with us. Yes, love it. All right, so prayer request. Julie Kiss asks prayers for my mom again. Bad news with her eyes. We'll be putting her on stronger medication. Thank you. Absolutely. Deirdre is putting herself into the circle today. She's going through some stuff. So yes, we'll lift you up. And she says, and world peace, of course.
Of course.
And Sharon is having trouble with her microphone. Yeah, she says the sound cut out a few times yesterday, so I'm returning the microphone as faulty. Okay. Yes, make sure that, I know they're expensive, so make sure it's working properly for sure, or get it replaced. Okay, so that's all the prayer requests I see. We still have time before we actually start the meditation prayer. So anybody that you want to put in, remembering my friend Shantae, of course, she's doing good, but
good.
She's still in her treatment because she had to have the infusions for 3 weeks. So lifting her up, that it's making a difference.
We have a lot of that here, that West Nile, that's what she had, right?
That's what she had.
We're right next to the Rio Grande.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of pools and everything around the river. And so we have very bad mosquitoes. And so quite a few people get it here. One of my fellow teachers' husbands got it. And he wound up having to have brain surgery, believe it or not. And it's very serious, but he's fine now, so that's good. But it's a danger around here too.
It is. When Shantae, she didn't know what was going on yet, but she couldn't move her head and neck. And of course, the headaches, from what I understand, that's like one of the first things that happens, and headaches were horrid. So yeah, let's continue to lift her up and pray that all of those physical symptoms will clear up for her. And Sharon says, I think I will dive into the prayer circle today, please. Absolutely, Sharon. And Stacy, prayers for my husband that he will open up to ways to help him with his severe anxiety. And then I'm going to put myself in the circle today because I've got so much to do before I get out of here at the end of this month. So I've been working on it slowly, but I need to rev that up a little bit and just really get myself at that point of walking out the door at the end of this month and heading up to see Sally and Tony and Christina.
Fun. What workshop are you teaching up there?
I'm teaching an energy healing modality called Time Heals.
Oh,
And I did a book after the modality was channeled. And then I did a group healing not long ago in our family group to introduce that to everyone and bless anyone that needed that healing. It works with the chakras. So yeah, it's a beautiful modality. I train people to do it, and I also train people to train others how to do it. So the one I'm doing at Sally's will be for practitioners, anybody that wants to use the modality. And I'll be there. Probably going to stay at least a week or longer if she'll put up with me. And then I'm going to head out west from there. So unless I backtrack and go over to New York, I've never been to New York. And Julie Kiss, I would so love to meet you and see you. And there's other people in New York that I would like to see. Our Maria De La O lives in New York. And I know that there's been a lot of damage from the storm there. So I'd love to go over and see what's going on there.
It's where Charlie is, isn't it?
Charlie, you're in New York. You might get a visit. That would be fun to go chat with Charlie.
Well, while you're at his place, steal his mala that's on his wall. You know, it's so beautiful. Steal it and hide it for me.
He would probably keep a close eye while I'm there.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yes, let's see what other prayers we have. Sally says, we have a female voice saying, yoo-hoo here this morning. So there's a spirit with Sally that's getting attention. I love that. And I can't wait to get up there and feel all of that energy of what's in your place there. Catherine Kovacs is asking prayers for me and Michael and my mom and the cats. Yeah, absolutely. Sally's still praying for my lungs to mend. And Julie says, would love to have you. So Julie, I would love to do that. I've always wanted to see New York, but I've never had the opportunity. So that may be something that happens. But I would want to be there before it gets cold, 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 because I know that area up there and all of the snow and the winter cold. So yeah. And Stacy says, stop in Orlando first. And Charlie says, I think I am on vacation. Okay. Where are you going on your vacation, Charlie? We inquiring minds want to know. And you can still chat with us even if you're on vacation.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'll be chanting while I'm on the road. And I'll be doing the morning show while I'm on the road. Y'all don't get rid of me. Okay, so I think that's all the prayer requests that I have seen. Let's continue to lift up Prachir. We told him that we would keep him in our hearts and in our prayer circle every day here on the show. And I was trying to think if there was anyone else. So Pachir and Prachetta, we want to keep both of them. And Wendy, of course, we want to put Wendy in our circle. And I know there's several people that we've always put in there, and usually Prachetta does that. There she is. We were just waiting for you to do it, Prachetta. Jesus, prayers of good health for Wendy, Tony, Stacy, Navriti. Yes, let's please put Navriti in there. For Shante and Charlie, and happy prayers for Fairy Terry. Thank you. And then for cheers and special prayers today for good health, happiness, and safety of Terry, Shante, David, and Tracy, and for Prachetta to be strong. Prayers for my wonderful Angelic River family to be happy. And today I'm missing my mom more than the other days. So ma'am, please put in prayer for me and my mom. And thanks so much. We absolutely will. And Sally says, we'll have to stay late so you can experience the magic of the basement. I can't wait to experience all of that. And Charlie's going on vacation August 15th. Well, I will still be in Florida then, so I won't be up that way until probably September. Prachetta asking prayers for courage and strength for Tracy, David, for cheer, Neil, and my wonderful family. There we go. Now we're complete by putting in our prayer requests. And Jean, did you have any that you want to put into the circle?
Just what I said about the everybody. Right now, everybody personally is pretty well. So I'm real, I don't know. I think that has to do with chanting too. Chanting has just put a veil of love and protection over me. I wouldn't miss it. I wish somebody would come because it's an experience. And you know, you don't exactly feel it the first time. You have it when you start coming back, and then it becomes more and more powerful. So I would encourage everybody to really do it. And you feel like you're doing something for the world, you know.
Absolutely. That's our intention.
Right.
Yeah, when we
do
those chants.
You say, I'm not doing anything. And like my sister-in-law says, just your existence. Everybody is important in the world. The world can't do without anybody. We're all essential. So, but this way you feel like you're actually taking an active part in that.
Yes, you're participating and adding your energy into the mix. So I love that. Thank you, Jean. And I know you've also been doing the book club, and that book is so powerful, so life-changing to go through those exercises that are in the book. So, okay, well, let's go into our prayer time. And Prachir says he has to go to the office, and he's thanking you and I for this morning. Prachir, have a wonderful day. All right, so let's go into our breath, into our heart center, pulling in that love that we all felt as love and compassion as we listen to the prayer requests being read, knowing that we are reaching beyond ourselves and holding up someone else that's in need. And those of us who placed ourselves in there in the circle, just feel the love that's surrounding you right now from the family, those that are lifting us up in our time of need. Wow, what a beautiful feeling. As you take that breath in, just go right into that place of love, that place in your heart where everything else just kind of steps aside, and it's just you. It's just your true, authentic self. And when we meditate, we don't stop the flow of thoughts. We can't do that, but we can experience the feeling of bringing the love into every thought that we have. So we're not pushing anything away or even denying that it's there. We're adding to those thoughts. We're adding to everything that comes to us as we are going into the breath and going into that feeling of love. If there's a thought that pops in, just say, I love you. I love you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for reminding me maybe of things that I need to take care of, things that are going on with my day. I love you. Thank you for being here. And the more you love your thoughts, the more those thoughts are going to be turned to positive energy and going out from you as positive. You create with your thoughts, you create with your words. So every thought that comes through, just look at it as a blessing and say, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up for me so that I can go into that energy with a positive attitude, with a positive feeling of, I welcome this day. I welcome every moment of my life. I welcome every part of my life with joy and with love. And what a beautiful experience, instead of trying to push something away, to embrace it, to bring it into you and to what you are doing this very moment, which is feeling your true energy, your energy of love and acceptance. As our Marietta says, accept, align, and allow. Accept everything about your experience, every part of it, even if it's something that maybe you weren't looking forward to doing. Many people don't look forward to having to go to work or to do the chores that you know are there for you to take care of. But accepting them and saying, I love you, that puts a whole different energy to it. And then you can turn the thought to, instead of I have to, you can say, I get to do this. I get to enjoy that moment of my life where I'm doing the things that I do every day. So our thoughts are so important. We don't want to push them out. We don't want to get rid of them or to stop them, which we can't do anyway. So embrace the thoughts, embrace that whole thought process. And the more positive energy we put into it, the more positive thoughts are going to come forth for blessings and for manifestations. To create with our thoughts is so powerful. That's where it all begins. Everything that's created starts with a thought. So what are you creating today? Look at the thoughts coming through right now. Look at what's talking to you. What is that squeaky wheel that's trying to get your attention, that's telling you something? Because that's what you need to look at, and look at it with the eyes of love. Look at it and say, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me of something. Thank you for helping me to sort through things and prioritize. Look at the thoughts that you're having. Go with the thought, just follow it. And keep sending the love with that thought. Send it out to the universe with love. And if the thought is coming up that's something not positive, how can you turn that around? How can you look at that thought and say, okay, let me look at this. Let me examine it and pour some love into it to where that thought can be transmuted to positive energy. This is an important process in our journey as we do create every day, every moment. We make decisions, we make choices, and our choices are our superpower. So as our thoughts come up, it may be something that needs to be healed that's inside. It may be an old tape that keeps playing and talking to you, and it's time to finally let that go with love, not to push it out, but to bring it up to be healed and love it so that it can be transmitted as positive energy. This is where the angels wanted to take us today, to really focus in on what we are doing, how we are creating our life. We create with our words and our thoughts, and then that becomes action. So whatever you're putting forth as a thought, that's going to become a reality for you. It's going to become your life, your story. So again, loving every thought, those that are coming in to you and saying, okay, you've got to go do this now. Tell it, I get to go do this now. And thank you, and I love you. And let's look at those prayer requests. Every one of you that placed yourself in the circle right now, look at the thought process as you place yourself there. As you put yourself in that circle, there may have been something going on inside, maybe some pressure that you have being put on you, whether by others or yourself, or maybe there was an energy of pain or confusion or worry, anxiety. Look at the thoughts, look at the process as you place yourself in the circle and say, I loved myself enough to step up into the circle. I loved whatever was going on inside of me to want to transmute it to positive energy. And then allow, accept it, align your energy with the positive energy of you, your true self, and then allow those thoughts, allow those feelings, allow that pain energy to go, to be removed from you. Any of the other prayer requests that were placed in there, anyone who's struggling physically, financially, emotionally, mentally, let's lift all of those up that were placed in the prayer request circle. And let's share love. Let's share that feeling of light and joy and happiness and bliss, and pour all that energy over everyone in the circle. And then let's go back into our hearts and trust that all of those prayer requests are being seen by the highest power that exists, by our Creator God. That every prayer request is being answered to the best and highest good of that person. And now let's ask Archangel Michael to come in and cut our attachment to the outcome. To just trust and believe that each prayer request is seen and acknowledged, and let it go with love. We let it go with love. And we hold that love inside of our heart and pour it out into our world, creating an energy of positive vibration that's going forth to Mother Earth, to every inhabitant that walks on Mother Earth, whether that be human, animal, all the trees, the plants, the waters, putting forth a positive vibration to all of them. And then let's go back into our heart and let's start sharing that love here in our family with each other. Just pick one person to hold. Either hold their hand or give them a big virtual hug and say to that person, I love you. Say it from your heart. I love you. Such a beautiful energy here today. So now let's do our heart telephone. And Jean, would you like to lead us in the heart telephone?
3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love
you. Oh my gosh. I love you, family. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
This was amazing. This was amazing today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing of yourself, your beautiful, wonderful self. That every time you come on, we get so uplifted by you.
Oh, I love this family so much. So much.
And we love you. Yeah, let's give Jean some hearts. Just press that heart button and give some love to our beautiful Jean.
That's why my husband came in, because I had asked if I could borrow his iPad so I could see messages, because when I'm on Zoom, I don't know how to see the messages.
Yeah, you can't see it on Zoom. You have to go to the live.
And we were supposed to set it up last night so that I could just see it. And he forgot, and I didn't want to wake him. So
well, next time.
Next time. Yeah.
Next time. And
if
thank
I'd
you
known
for
I
sharing.
wanted to see him so bad, I would have.
Yeah. Well, we want him to come in and say hello next time.
Okay.
Because we loved your story and loved just being with you and all the love that you shared and the stories that you shared.
Oh.
We know more about you now, and
indeed,
we see you in the audience, and we know that beautiful energy that's there with us. And Helen James came in. Helen is part of our book club, and thank you, Helen, for being here this morning. Much love to you as well. Beautiful. You all are such an amazing family. And please tune in today at 5 o'clock. You'll get to see Jean again.
Oh boy.
And myself and Karen Palmer, and I believe Marianne is planning on being there, and Charlie. So anybody else that chance, if you want to come in and share with us what a difference it makes in your life and what you get from chanting, please just let us know you want to be there. I'll share the Zoom link for you to come on with us, and just come in again at 5 o'clock today. Yeah, and Prachetta says, we want to see Ron next time. So he's been requested.
Okay.
Awesome.
Means I can wake him up.
That's right. Tell him he has to go to bed early so he can get up early and talk to us. Okay, so we have got the words from our Deirdre to end our show as we do every day. And thank you all. Thank you for your love and for showing up every morning to get your cup of joy, because it sure starts my day out right. And I hope that you have a blessing the rest of your day just from holding this love in your heart and getting those hugs from everyone. So Jean, if you're ready, we can say those little words that take us out of here.
Namaste, you all.
Oh, what a beautiful family. I love you. Jean, I love you so much. I'll see you later, my sister.
Okay, we will.
Bye.